No one creates like 202 Creates. Come with us to this year's Creative Economy Month kickoff and see how this celebration is amplifying an already vibrant community.
Also scones, cakes, coffee, and education. Dog Tag Bakery is not only a made in DC destination, it's giving veterans opportunities to build a future in the district. Those stories coming up. The news rundown is straight ahead. We Are Washington starts now. Welcome to We Are Washington. It's Creatives Gone Wild as we bring you to the launch of 202 Creates, a month-long celebration of DC's thriving creative economy. And later, we'll visit Dog Tag Bakery, which is on a mission that extends far beyond pastries and baked goods. Find out how this Georgetown bakery is giving back to those who serve. All that coming up, but first, here's the news rundown. It's a new day at RFK as Mayor Muriel Bowser helps break ground on the redevelopment of this iconic stadium. The RFK campus project will transform nearly 27 acres of asphalt into 3 state-of-the-art turf fields. The multi-purpose recreational fields will be available to the public during the day and evening hours.
I want to congratulate the community for your persistence, your great planning, and your focus on how we can not only have a citywide and a regional destination here, but this parcel will serve the local community as well.
I'm really excited about today. We've worked with the community over probably 2 years, as Greg said, series of community meetings where all the elements of our plan is what the community wanted. And so it's really been a collaborative effort, which is why you see so many people here who were part and parcel of making this a success.
The new RFK campus will also include a picnic area, playground, and 2,900 square foot pavilion with food and restrooms. The fields are expected to open for play in March of 2019. To learn more about the project, visit rfkcampus.com. Time for some mixin' and mingling in honor of Women's Equality Day. The Mayor's Office on Women's Policy and Initiatives and DC Commission for Women held its 4th annual Women's Equality Day celebration at City Winery in Northeast. The event is held in honor of the passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920, giving women the right to vote. Mothers of pro basketball players gathered in DC for a national conference. The organization was started over 20 years ago by Charlotte Brandon, whose son Terrell Brandon is a retired NBA All-Star. The organization includes moms of Shaquille O'Neal, Jason Kidd, and Allen Houston, just to name a few. It was started in part as a support system for players and as a way to give back to the communities that helped shape the athletes.
We are so fortunate to be the people that we are and to be able to surround ourselves by people who really care the way that we care.
At this year's conference, the organization gave $100,000 to families east of the Anacostia to help with utility bills. Residents got the chance to help shape the DC budget for 2020 at the AARP DC budget conversation. Mayor Bowser participated in the Teletown Hall, which gives seniors a chance to weigh in with their budget recommendations by phone. Serve DC held its 4th annual My Brother's Keeper recruitment fair at the Convention Center. The fair showcases volunteer opportunities designed to empower district boys and young men of color.
Growing up here in the DC area, mentors meant everything. Mentorship meant everything for my young development. So for those of you who came out today to volunteer your time, we applaud you for knowing the importance of what these organizations and your input into these organizations actually mean. Residents of Ingleside at Rock Creek welcome Mayor Muriel Bowser as part of their speaker series. The mayor covered a range of topics from housing to education, but also left time for some free-flowing Q&A with the residents.
We're proud in this last 4 years that we've been working on the designation from the World Health Organization to be named an age-friendly city. And in the last several years, when did we get it? Last year, we were designated as an age-friendly city. So you know what that means. Just like here at Ingleside, there's not one agency that concerns you. You're concerned with services and issues across the entire government. And that's what the Age-Friendly DC initiative is all about.
Mayor Bowser is officially placing the district's name in the ring for consideration to hold the next International C40 Mayors Summit.
C40 is a network of some of the world's largest cities committed to making an impact on the issue of climate change. Mayor Bowser says the district is uniquely positioned to host the annual gathering of mayors because of DC's progressive climate agenda, including committing to the Paris Climate Accord and being named the first LEED Platinum city in the world.
We recognize that the United States has the largest effect on climate and understand that by working together as cities and communities, we can continue to build on our nation's progress, regardless of what happens at the federal level. DC values call on us to address climate change head-on and to continue creating and advancing policies that will build a more resilient and sustainable future.
Recycling trucks never looked so good as DPW transforms its fleet into mobile pieces of art. It's all part of DC Commission on the Arts and Humanities Design to Recycle project. 15 DPW recycling trucks will be wrapped with original work from local artists. The initiative launched in 2015 to promote recycling while supporting local artists.
Now, we all know it's always tough saying goodbye to summer, but it was made a little easier with the mayor's 2018 Labor Day weekend music festival.
Now in its third year, the music festival at the Lincoln Theater showcases the district's diverse music scene. This year included Latin Night and Go-Go Fusion Night, and I can tell you they were dancing in the aisles at the Lincoln Theater with so many amazing performances, and it was all free. Okay, plenty happening this week, but we do have a quick moment still to recap some items, so let's start with the RFK Campus project. This is a project, in looking at some of the video that we were talking about in changing that part of the city, the thing I think about the most is what it's going to look like when it's all done. There's long-term projects and short-term projects associated with this change. But from the east side of the city, coming into Washington, D.C. especially, you know, RFK Stadium and that area has always been, you know, the one look that you're familiar with. So right. I'm interested to see how this is really going to reshape that area of town and what it's going to end up looking like, you know, a decade or two down the line. Yeah, looking forward to it. I wanted to mention that I was actually able to attend one of the Labor Day concerts that we had at the Lincoln Theater. And I gotta say, I mean, when I talked about people dancing in the aisles, I was referring to myself. Because, were you? Yes. Were you? There were so many great salsa bands. DC Bachata was there doing some demonstrations. Such a fun night, and it reminded me that DC is a great place to see live music. Sure. And the fact that you could see so many great bands and it was all free, that's not too shabby. We'll be showing more of that, you know, later on in this season. We've got the highlights from that great night. Yeah, great. And what you were talking about, people dancing in the aisles, dancing in their seats. I love that look because it's almost like people are like, I don't care if I'm supposed to be sitting here or if you have an assigned seat or whatever. No. I'm going to get up and I'm going to dance. That's how you know an event is a good time. Yes. People do that and they dance anyway. Finally, want to recap the mayor's pitch to hold the C40 summit here in Washington, D.C. And I think that this is a great opportunity, and I hope it's something that ends up happening because just as the mayor said, D.C. really is uniquely positioned to hold such a conference like that. You know, when you come to Washington, D.C., we can be a stage like no other city can be for an event like this, and you're close to lawmakers, you're close to all the action where it happens, and that megaphone, you know, that amplifies the message really, I think, carries a lot further. I just wanted to mention we have a little bit of sad news because we don't do sad news on this show. Well, it was a little bit sad. We're losing one of our team members who's been here since the very beginning. Miss Lindsay Washington is leaving us for greener pastures. She's going off to Spain for a big adventure. So we're very much going to miss her, and we appreciate all her hard work on the show. So, but I think this is a good excuse to do a remote show in Spain. Okay. Yeah, so we'll ask her to set that up for us. Well, absolutely, absolutely. Sounds good to me. After the break, it's a celebration like none other. DC creative entrepreneurs come out and come together to show that no one creates like 202 creates. And later in the show, visit a Made in DC spot that is baking tasty treats and supporting military veterans looking for success in civilian life.
Welcome back to We Are Washington. We're taking you inside the City Winery today for a big celebration. It's 202 Creates, the kickoff of the Creative Economy Month here in Washington, D.C. Now, the creative economy, we're talking about entrepreneurs, people who are making their living off their talent. We've got a lot to show you. Upstairs, Cecily's hanging out with some of them right now, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about what we're about to see.
Thanks, Matt. The party is really in full swing up here on the rooftop. Everyone here to celebrate the kickoff of 202 Creates, which really celebrates the thriving creative economy. All the professions that make DC such a great place to live, from musicians, artists, sculptors, painters, or writers. A lot of them here ready to celebrate, so let's go join them.
This is a project for the people. Like, it's all about the creatives. It's all about what the creatives are doing here in our nation's capital.
Well, I'm making pottery. I'm taking about 3 pounds of clay and I'm making vases on the wheel. I start by making a cylinder, and then as the walls are formed, I belly it out. It's made as functional pottery. So we're here to support 202 Creates. We've been teaching pottery for 10 years in the district. We have 280 students a week at my studio, and we're here to support the mayor and her support of the creative arts.
Drag is sort of a facet of the LGBT community. It's probably the most quintessential art form of the LGBT community. This year, they made it a point to include this community in 202 Creates. It's such a great way to express different human culture.
It's something that DC needs, as well as like the whole nation needs, that women come together and support each other, because we all have a creative part in us that wants to come out, and that's what we're supporting.
Feet has been around for a long time, so right now we just elevated and taking it to a new style. Every different dancers have different techniques, different moves, different mindsets, but we just stay DC ground based. So like go-go and things like that. We want our culture, our style to be nation. We want everybody to see how passionate and how creative DC can be.
I mean, I don't have to go to any other city or state to be able to be surrounded by so many creative people. You know, I learned a lot within this great opportunity being a part of the 202 Creates program. Director Gaines introduced me to the CCAP program that Mayor Bowser and the rest of the staff had introduced, pretty much giving DC residents the opportunity to be into the entertainment field. I mean, just to, like I said, network with different individuals, be into that 9-to-5 field, learning what it's like to be in the creative economy, sitting down with different creatives. I mean, what more can you ask for?
It's really exciting times to be young and black and creating and letting our voices be heard, exploring who we are and sharing that with other people. And it's just a hub for creativity, a hub of becoming.
But the reason why people are staying is because they like the imprint that they see in their neighborhood. They like music, they like theater, they like art, they like something that's keeping them here in Washington. And I think that is the most exciting thing for me about the creative economy, is that the creatives continue to innovate, they continue to change, and that is what's making Washington distinctive.
That was such a fun night. And you know, I think watching that, it reminds me, I think people really underestimate what a significant contribution the creative economy is here in DC.
Absolutely. A lot of the people that we visited with, talked with, and even just heard about, you hear about all the different places that the creative economy actually exists, and you start to imagine, you know, the different job sectors and industry inside DC where that is impacted. And I think what Deputy Mayor Brian Kenner said towards the end about, there's a lot of different factors that bring people to the district. There's a lot of different things that make DC an appealing place to be, but the creative economy is a big reason people want to stay here once they're here and want to be here. And I think that if you watch any of the people that were in the piece that we just talked about, that's pretty clear, I think, Yeah,
and I think that, you know, people are starting to think of a lot more than just Capitol Hill. When you think about DC, you know, it's starting to be much more known as a place for artists, film, entertainment, music, everything we love here.
Right, and that's one thing that we really point out too with 202 Creates is that it's a month celebration, and it's a time to highlight 202 Creates in the creative economy, but it's really grown into this year-long venture.
Yes.
That happens not just in 1 month, but all throughout the year. And there's actually a way you can check out what's happening all year long. There's the show hashtag 202 Creates. You can see that if you check out where we are on Entertain DC. And coming up after the break, we're bringing you to a Made in DC spot that is baking tasty treats and supporting military veterans looking for success in civilian life.
Visit Dog Tag Bakery and you'll find all the delicious sweet and savory baked goods that you might expect. But that's just a small part of the mission of this Georgetown bake shop, which makes it deliciously simple to give back to veterans and military families.
From the outside, it has all the familiar sights and smells you'd expect from a Georgetown bake shop.
We have front of house, we have back of house that come in every morning, starting at 12:30 a.m. and start baking fresh bread and fresh breakfast products.
Inside, Dog Tag Bakery serves up decadent treats and coffee for patrons, and opportunity for military veterans and their families.
We wanted to have a cafe and kitchen where we can make beautiful, delicious, natural products, but then above actually run a nonprofit.
Co-founders Connie Milstein and Father Rick Curry's shared passion for enriching the lives and careers of veterans built this pastry destination/business school where students get a range of experience.
Anything from management, accounting. So what we do is that they rotate through the front of house, the back of house, with our staff that works here every day. The bakery becomes a real live model of what a small business is, and they get to actually test different theories through it.
Through a partnership with Georgetown University, fellows of Dog Tag Bakery have a unique chance to build their bake shop chops into long-term, lasting career success.
So 6 hours a week, our fellows are actually focusing on their education. So they take 7 courses. And upon passing papers, tests, presentations, all the works, they graduate with a certificate in business administration from Georgetown University's School of Continuing Studies.
Dog Tag Bakery focuses on empowering veterans with disabilities, military spouses, and caregivers in a way that transcends any one branch and embraces the culture of all service members.
When we were thinking of something that went across all the branches, they have different colors, different grunts, but the one thing everyone understood was a dog tag. And even those who haven't served and their grandparents have, the one thing they hold on to is a dog tag.
That namesake is front and center with a poignant display.
Well, Father Curry found a chandelier in the Chicago Vietnam Memorial Museum of massive chandelier made of dog tags. And he really wanted to bring that. He thought that was, a beautiful piece of artwork that also could then be part of a conversation with our community of saying, this is who we serve. So when you look up and you see dog tags, it's a reminder that our military are still out there serving, but your involvement here in the bakery and purchasing product are now giving back to that same community.
The opportunity to give back can be found in every corner of this store. Buying baked goods like these contributes to programs that are creating a bridge toward a successful civilian life, arming vets and their families with the skills and resources to make them employable and competitive.
For us, success really means what happens once they leave here, and now you're moving forward.
That looks so great. Now I have another bakery I need to visit.
Right? That's what happens.
Yes.
You cover these on the show, and then you have found another bakery that you need to go and check out. You know, seriously though, one of my favorite things to do as part of this show is to discover and check out these Made in DC spots. You always find something unique and something a little bit different that people are creating here in the district. This is even one step above that because they really have something special going on here. And some of the packaged baked goods that they make, they have brownies and cookies that go along with a lot of the other items they have in the cases there that we showed. But the interesting thing about these are that not only are they taking the money and reinvesting into the bakery, but reinvesting into those programs that we discussed for the veterans. So an easy way to, get some calories and also be supportive of what's going on with the programs for vets.
You can eat all those baked goods and not even feel guilty about it because you're doing something good.
That's absolutely right, yes.
Well, that's all the time we have for this show, but we do have time for one last thing.
Okay, it's time to say congratulations to the Washington Mystics.
Oh, yes.
Had a banner season. Unfortunately, fell short of winning the WNBA championship. They were swept by the Seattle Storm in their best-of-5 game series that they got to the finals. But getting to the finals this year for the Mystic, I think, was something that was not, they would probably also describe it as unexpected. Little surprising, but also, if you remember, that was sort of the rub on the Capitals this year when they had their championship season. So, you know, I think that by all measure, this was a successful season for them, and something that, you know, people who are fans and them especially, they'll always remember.
And we are continuing to move closer to becoming the ultimate sports capital of the country.
I know, every day.
And fans will get to watch more of the Mystics at their new home at the Entertainment and Sports Arena, the former St. Elizabeth's complex. So that's going to be a really great opportunity.
Just opened, and you know, there's going to be a lot of things that take place there. That is all the time that we have today, but we would like to thank you for joining us, thank you for staying with us, and encourage you to go and watch more of our programs that we have available for you on YouTube. Search Entertain DC and listen to us on DC Radio 96.3 HD4.
See you next time.